So if you're a church that's been hit by COVID, or maybe you're just struggling with live streaming in general, and you've been going off of your cell phone, or you have a really dinky setup, but you don't know the first thing about live streaming. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you get where you need to be live streaming in a way that not only really glorifies God with a video ministry, but also is able to reach your community effectively and purposefully communicate everything you need to through video. So let's talk about some of the basics. First of all, live streaming is a very complex and very difficult thing to do. There's a lot of things that go on through it and all around, so you are going to need some training. If you ever wanted a live streaming system that was dummy-proof, there's not really such a thing, because no matter what, you're always going to need to know at least a little bit something about cameras or about the equipment that's sending out the video. There's a lot that goes into live streaming, but once you break it down, it's pretty simple. The basics are 3 things that you're going to need for live streaming, and from there, all you have to know is the types of equipment and stuff that you're going to need, and we're going to cover all of that in the future videos. But for right now, let's talk about the 3 things that you're primarily going to need for live streaming, and let's go from there. All right, so there are 3 basic things that you're going to need for live streaming. The first of all is internet, and you do that already. If you were going into this, unless you're living in 1992, your church probably already has this, but I have been to a lot of churches who don't have any, so I can't stress enough how much you need good internet. But if you don't have any internet, that's okay. Call someone, get some good internet. We're going to talk about data rates and everything and what you're going to need in the future, but get any internet, period. Just start out, get some, because you cannot do any live streaming unless you have some. The second thing that you're going to need is a camera. And not just any camera either. You need a camera that's made specifically for live streaming. That doesn't mean a webcam. There are actually bigger cameras and even smaller cameras that are made to live stream. Your average DSLR is not always going to do the job, because 90% of the time, your average DSLR is made for photos and it does video. But it is not a video camera, and live streaming is all video. So make sure that you're looking for that when you're looking up cameras. Look up specifically if it's advertised for live streaming. And we're going to talk about different types of cameras that you can get for live streaming in a future video. The last thing that you're going to need is a device that encodes and decodes the video. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. In simple terms, it means it translates your video to internet language. Your cell phone already does this if you've been live streaming with it. If you go onto Facebook Live or YouTube Live, automatically your cell phone will take the video feed from your phone and translate it up onto the internet, and it's already up there. No problem. Most cameras can't do this built in. There are some, but not all, and they're usually more expensive. So what you need is a dedicated device that's made for live streaming. You can use your computer, but you're going to need a pretty beefy computer if you're going to do this. And if you're using that computer for your worship service in the building, it's not the best idea, because then you're having to divide tasks, and then things get super messy, and you're going to end up needing 2 computers just to keep everything straight. At that point, I really recommend getting a dedicated streaming box. That's not what it's called, I just like to call it that. It refers to a device that's specifically made for encoding and decoding video up for the internet. So there's lots of different types of equipment that is made for all these different purposes, and there's hundreds of different ways to hook up your live stream with different configurations. And in future videos, we're going to be taking a look at that. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you stay up to date when those videos drop, and we can work together to help you and your church get the best live streaming setup that you can possibly have. Until then, I'll see you later.